What's up, agents? Zer here, welcome back to the lab. Today we're going to be taking a look at some hidden blocks within Minecraft that you can obtain using commands. Now, these can only be obtained using commands, and unfortunately, their usefulness as far as putting them into your world is kind of limited, so you do have to be aware of that. Now, before I go ahead and get started, I have to give a shout out to someone over on Twitter known as MCPE. Basically, what he does is he tweets out information that he finds out about updates and stuff, such as change logs, if any of the Mojang developers send information out regarding stuff that's being changed or added into the game. He makes sure to inform all of his followers about that, and occasionally he does post information about what he's doing in his survival world. So all around, he's actually rather interesting to follow, and he's the one that ended up finding about this, or at least I found this out because of him. So huge shout out to him. Make sure to check his link down in the description to go ahead and give him a follow over on Twitter. He definitely deserves the followers. Admittedly, he does have a lot of followers already, but he does provide some rather useful information if you guys want to stay up to date with what's going on within Minecraft Bedrock Edition. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So there are 6 different blocks that are obtainable only using commands, and exactly how you get them is actually fairly limited, and how you use them is fairly limited. So let's go ahead and show you guys what these blocks are. So we've got oak bark, spruce bark, birch bark, jungle bark, acacia bark, and dark oak bark. Now, for those of you who know anything about Java Edition, you may know that these are actually technically obtainable in Java Edition, even in survival mode, and they are actually kind of useful for building. However, for whatever reason, Mojang has been holding back as far as putting them directly into the game of Bedrock Edition, and I honestly don't know why, but apparently they found out that we can actually obtain them using commands, and let me go and show you guys what they are. So we're going to go ahead and summon this oak bark, and it doesn't really look all that different from your standard oak log. However, if we go ahead and look over here, as you can tell, we actually have the bark texture on all 6 sides, which is actually kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and summon in all the rest of these, and we're going to basically notice that they're not really too different from their log counterparts, with the exception of, well, as I mentioned before, the fact that they have bark on all 6 different sides, and you can only obtain these using the set block command, and as far as I'm aware, you can also use the fill command. If you try to use the give command to give yourself the bark blocks, well, unfortunately, you're just going to end up getting a regular log of whatever variant of wood you are trying to get. So that is a bit unfortunate, but it does mean that you can use these in creative builds. Obviously, you have to use commands in order to get them, but these are actually kind of interesting, because I think the best use for these blocks is like if you're building a massive like decorative tree and you need to add a little extra detail, this is the way to go. Now, here's exactly how you go about actually getting these blocks in the game. So what I have in here, I have set block, and then the coordinates is set to 1 directly above the command block, and it says log, and the 12 is the data value necessary to get the our oak bark block, and that's exactly how that works. Now, you're going to notice a pattern with the remainder of these. If we go ahead and look at the spruce bark, it's the exact same command, however, it's got a data value of 13. We've got the birch bark, this has the data value of 14, and the jungle bark has a data value of 15. So you may notice a trend here, however, this is actually where the trend stops, because once you get to the acacia bark, the command actually changes just a little bit. Instead of log, you have log 2, and it sets a data value of 12, and it starts the process over again with the dark oak bark, which is log 2 with a data value of 13. That is actually how you get these bark blocks in this version of the game, and as you probably expect, because these are technically a variant of logs, you can actually go ahead and strip them of the bark, and they look exactly the way that you'd expect them to look. They look pretty much the same as your standard stripped log. However, obviously, as you'd expect, it's got the stripped bark texture on all 6 sides. So that is pretty much all there is to the bark blocks inside the game as of right now. As to whether or not Mojang's going to implement this sometime into the near future, I actually do not know. But before I go ahead and end off this video, I want to give you guys a little bit of an update. So I'm actually going to be doing a brand new lab tour video before too long, because as I mentioned a few times before, I'm actually making some changes to the lab, making some extra features, and those features are actually already done. So expect a video showing you guys what these brand new features are before too long. But anyway, this is actually where I'm going to go ahead and end off the video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. One more, make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPE0 to stay updated. This is Zer0's. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I'll see you guys later.